In the United States District Court for the District of Columbia, United States of America versus Donald J. Trump, defendant.
Count 1, conspiracy to defraud the United States.
So for more than 2 months following Election Day on November 3rd, 2020, Trump spread lies that there had been outcome determinative fraud in the election and that he had actually won. These claims were false, and Trump knew they were false.
The defendant, Donald J. Trump, did knowingly conspire, confederate,
by using knowingly false claims of election fraud to obstruct the federal government function by which those results are collected, counted, and certified.
When that failed, on the morning of January 6th, Trump and co-conspirators repeated knowingly false claims of election fraud to gathered supporters.
Trump said there had been a suspicious vote dump in Detroit, Michigan. Trump's attorney general had explained to Trump that this was false.
Co-conspirator 3 responded 9 minutes later, writing, in all caps, "It must go in all suits in Georgia and Pennsylvania immediately with a fraud claim that requires the entire election to be set aside in those states and machines impounded for nonpartisan professional inspection."
The senior campaign advisor wrote in an email, "I'll obviously hustle to help on all fronts, but it's tough to own any of this when it's all just conspiracy shit beamed down from the mothership."
Trump claimed that 5,000 dead people voted in Georgia, causing the Georgia Secretary of State to respond, "Well, Mr. President, the challenge that you have is the data you have is wrong. The actual number were two people that were dead that voted."
Trump made a knowingly false statement in Michigan. At 6:31 in the morning, a vote dump of 149,772 votes came in unexpectedly. We were winning by a lot. The batch was received in horror. Nobody knows anything about it. It's corrupt. Detroit is corrupt. I have a lot of friends in Detroit. They know it, but Detroit is totally corrupt.
Trump publicly maligned a Philadelphia city commissioner for stating on the news that there was no evidence of widespread fraud in Philadelphia. As a result, the Philadelphia city commissioner and his family received death threats.
The plan began in early December, and ultimately, the conspirators and Trump's campaign took the Wisconsin memo and expanded it to any state that Trump claimed was contested, even New Mexico, which Trump had lost by more than 10% of the popular vote.
The next day, Trump's campaign filed an election challenge suit in New Mexico at 11:54 a.m., 6 minutes before the noon deadline for the electors' votes, as a pretext so that there was pending litigation there at the time the fraudulent electors voted.
The deputy campaign manager responded, "Here's the thing, the way this is morphed. It's a crazy play, so I don't know who wants to put their name on it."
The vice president responded that he thought there was no constitutional basis for such authority and that it was improper. In response, Trump told the vice president, "You're too honest."
On January 3rd, Trump again told the vice president that at the certification proceeding, the vice president had the absolute right to reject electoral votes and the ability to overturn the election.
Also, on January 4th, when co-conspirator 2 acknowledged to Trump's senior advisor that no court would support his proposal, the senior advisor told co-conspirator 2, "You're going to cause riots in the streets."
Trump remarked to advisors that the crowd the following day on January 6th was going to be angry.
All Vice President Pence has to do is send it back to the states to recertify, and we become president, and you are the happiest people.
Before Trump had finished speaking, a crowd began to gather at the Capitol. Thereafter, a mass of people, including individuals who had traveled to Washington and to the Capitol at Trump's direction, broke through barriers cordoning off the Capitol grounds and advanced on the building.
Members of the crowds chanted, "Hang Mike Pence! Where is Pence? Bring him out! And Traitor Pence!"
At 3:41 a.m. on January 7th, as President of the Senate, the Vice President announced the certified results of the 2020 presidential election in favor of Biden.
From on or about November 14, 2020 through on or about January 20, 2021, in the District of Columbia and elsewhere, Donald J. Trump did knowingly combine, conspire, confederate, and agree with co-conspirators, known and unknown to the grand jury, to injure, oppress, threaten, and intimidate one or more persons in the free exercise and enjoyment of a right and privilege secured to them by the Constitution and the laws of the United States, that is, the right to vote and to have one's vote counted, in violation of Title 18, United States Code 241, a true bill, signed Jack Smith, Special Counsel, United States Department of Justice.